Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another Hush Life vlog. I just met up with B-Mac. I took the last parking spot here, so he's out on the road trying to find a place to park. But check it out, we're at the Easton Archery headquarters. We're here for a meeting, which is nice for B-Mac and I because they're local. They're right here in Salt Lake City, and these offices and their manufacturing place right here is actually just out here by the Salt Lake International Airport. So lucky for me and B-Mac, we get to be in person, and Casey is gonna join us via Google Hangout. We're gonna do like a video chat with him. But some exciting news coming from Easton. We have partnered up with Easton, which is really cool because they're a sister company of Hoyt. The Hoyt and Easton to me just go hand in hand. I've been shooting Easton for years anyways, so it's nice that they believe in what we're doing, they believe in our message, and they want to support our channel, so that's cool. And if I can find B-Mac, we're gonna go in here and have a meeting. He's struggling. Well, which car is this? I think he's got his wife's car today. Alright, we got B-Mac with us now. We're headed in.
Going in for all the meetings.
Isn't this where they actually make them too? The
yeah,
arrows?
maybe if Isaac has time, we can get a little sneak peek of how they're manufacturing these arrows. I shot Easton though my entire life, dating back to when I was like 13 years old. Any of you guys remember the old aluminum shafts? XX75s.
XX75.
Burnt orange was my very first arrow I ever got, and the very first arrow that ever killed an elk for me with my bow. These guys have been making products for such a long time.
I used to work at the archery counter at General Army Navy surplus store. My job was to cut and fletch arrows, and we used so many Easton arrows, all the aluminums. They all had numbers like 55, 75. Oh, well hello.
Look at this, this is how I do it. I greet my people.
Man!
What's up, dude?
Let's hug it out, man. Let's hug it out.
We're just talking the history of Easton and our first arrows that we ever shot growing up. Many years ago.
Many years ago.
The XX75 was my jam.
So
orange.
See, and I discovered Easton, really. Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Greatest movie. I am so disappointed how many people don't even know what that movie is.
Yeah,
I've
that's
never
a great
seen
one.
it. That's, you know, and really, bow hunting right there for me all day long.
Absolutely.
So,
Hey.
Alright, how's it going?
How are you?
Okay guys, we're going into a very important meeting. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing today? We just got back from Montana a day and a half ago, getting the jumping jack ready to go back out. So the first thing I did when I got home from Montana is pop the jumping jack up, because one of the things about the jumping jack is you do not want to put it away wet. That's what will happen. I made that mistake last year. We got a little bit of snow the night before we left, so I need to pop up and dry it out. Another big reason why I wanted to pop it up is so I could clean it out, because guess what was inside this little jumping jack trailer? There were some ticks. So I pulled the carpet out, swept everything up, vacuumed all the cushions, and vacuumed the carpet that you can see my son rode his bike across. Anyways, the jumping jack needed a little bit of a cleanup, but it also needed a little bit of deticking. So we're getting ready to head out on another bear hunt. My neighbor Bryce has a daughter named Reese. She is 10 years old as of 2 weeks ago, and the great state of Idaho allows youth to hunt when they turn 10. So she is going out on her first ever big game hunt, and I'm super excited to go help to film it, hopefully capture some footage. But it's also a great time for me to get out with my kids. Braylee, my 13-year-old daughter, did this hunt 2 years ago, and we had an absolute blast. She's excited to go help Reese. Also my 10-year-old son, I can't remember how old they are. My 10-year-old son Gage is coming, but also for the first time ever, my 4-year-old son, who we will call him Waldo today.
Hello, Mama.
Are you Waldo? He will be assisting us on the hunt. Hey buddy, you ready to go hunting? Are you excited? What are you excited about?
I'm going hunting.
What makes you excited about going hunting?
I've been going hunting before.
Never been hunting before?
No.
You excited to go camping and sit by the fire?
Yeah.
Do a little hunting while we're at it? I've said this before, I think the #1 thing about getting youth involved in outdoors hunting and fishing is you got to keep in your head what kids enjoy the most, and that's having fun. spending time with mom and dad. When you take the kids out, especially for their first time, it's all about having fun, making sure they are enjoying themselves. So, you know, the hunting and the fishing should take backseat to them just enjoying themselves being out. Although we are going to help Reese, and we hope that she can shoot her first big game animal, I want to take Winston out, have him enjoy himself, kind of get to see a little bit about what this is all about. He knows Dad goes hunting. He knows Dad goes with the kids hunting. I just want him to be able to experience it a little bit, but enjoy himself and make some memories. And yeah, I'm excited. As you guys know, we are on the home stretch of the Mountain Ops 90-day challenge. I hope that if you signed up and committed to it, that you are still committed and you're gonna push strong through the last 2 or 3 weeks. Something I've been asked recently is, what have we been doing when we're on the road, if we're on a hunting trip or whatever, because it is tough. It's pretty easy at home to eat healthy if you're committed, but when you're on the road or on a trip, it can get a little difficult. I just wanted to show you kind of what I've been doing, what's been working for me. Number one, snacks. Snacks are difficult because there's so many snacks out there that aren't the greatest, the healthiest decisions for you. My go-to for the last 2.5 months has been these tuna packs. Tons of protein, 15 grams of protein in every pouch, and only 70 calories. That's kind of been my program, is a lot of lean protein and vegetables, and just eliminate a lot of the carbs, a lot of the sugars. Also, for dinners and meals and stuff, I mean, we're hunters, right? Wild game is the absolute best thing for you to eat, in my opinion. It's high in protein. Wild game is very low in fat. It's amazing. That's why we hunt. That's a big purpose of why we hunt. Anyway, so I'm taking a bunch of elk steaks, bless Brian's little heart. We were completely out of steaks at my house. We've been on this diet for the last 2.5 months, like I said. And in 2.5 months, if that's all you're eating, you can blow through a freezer pretty fast. So anyway, Brian brought me a bunch of elk steaks. Actually, a deer steak from that deer right there. That one. Another great snack. One of the hatchery steelhead we caught in Oregon, their good buddy Chell smoked for us. So that's a great snack. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of go over what I've been doing while I've been on the road. Check this out. Cooler tray, guys. That means none of your food will ever be sitting in water. So when your ice does melt, if you're gone long enough, your food's not getting in there. It just holds your food above the ice. So I just got Yeti ice in there. I throw the cooler tray down, and when this stuff defrosts, and hopefully it doesn't leak because it's vacuum sealed, but if it's not, you got blood down there, and then your food's sitting in the blood.
All right, guys, I just got home from being out at the meeting with Easton. Things went really well. Excited to work with Easton. It's gonna be a great partnership. But when I got home, I had a little surprise, and I'm gonna bring it out here to show you guys. This thing is sweet. Check this out. So my bow has been finished for a while from Hoyt, but we took it one extra step further this year. Did a little special custom work on it. Oh, there's my quiver. This year I'm gonna be running the Carbon Pro inline quiver with a bow. Look at this. I don't know if it's gonna look better inside or outside. You guys tell what kind of camo that is? This is First Light Fusion camo. I went with the green accents to go with last year. Last year I had a solid black bow with green accent, but this year we all have custom dipped First Light camouflage Hoyts, which is sweet. So Hoyt does not sell them like this, guys. We had this done custom. I think Brian will probably have more information on this vlog about if you guys are interested in getting custom dip, which you would actually get through First Light. But again, I'll leave that up to Brian. He knows more details about that. But man, I just had to show you this. Look at that. Oh man, I'm so excited to get this ready. It always seems, for one reason or another, I tend to get my bow set up like super late in the year. Ideally, I would love to have this bow done a month or 2 months ago and have been already shooting it all summer. But I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been shooting archery as much as I should. But getting this new bow is gonna get me excited, motivated. My #1 goal this year is to shoot a velvet mule deer with this bow. So you just wait and see. I'll be uploading a lot of scouting videos and setting tree stands and setting trail cameras. That's coming on the channel. I released the first one last week, but this is the beginning of archery season, at least for me, is starting with a new bow.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the video series you guys are going to see, probably starting on Sunday, where we head up to Montana. Just got back to go bear hunt with the guys at Born and Raised Outdoors. Onyx Maps. Probably a lot of you guys use that chip. Cody Rich from the Rich Outdoors podcast. And some of the hunt winners. They were the grand prize winners from the Land of the Free project. So they were joining us in Montana to go out and chase public lands, spot and stalk black bears. Here is one of my favorite hunts of all time. This is from Eastern Oregon back in 2012. Just me and my dad out in one of our favorite places chasing bears, and this is definitely my biggest bear I've ever gotten. One of my favorite taxidermy pieces as well. He's just a really awesome cinnamon color black bear. Very big bear. He's got a giant head on him. Scored like 19 and 12/16 if you're into the whole score thing. Not really a long bear, so a lot of times they measure him from the nose all the way to the tail. You'll hear people talk about a 6 foot or 7 foot bear. This guy was about 5.5 feet, but what really made him stand out was the size of his head and then his shoulders. But that's one of my favorite places in Oregon to hunt. So I'm gonna give you a little tour of my man room. You guys see Eric's house a lot. Casey's finishing up his, but this is kind of my little area. These are a couple Colorado bucks you guys might recognize. This one was definitely one of the funner hunts. Eric and I snuck down on that guy, and if you remember, he just kind of popped out of the trees and surprised us. He is just a very, very pretty mule deer. This was from the year before, 2016. If you guys follow along on any of those Colorado Semi-Live series, you may recognize those guys. It's my pronghorn wall. This is probably one of the prettiest mounts that I have. I just love it how his prongs flare out. But this is from New Mexico. And he's just a beautiful pronghorn. Another New Mexico pronghorn. This is my best one. He went a little over 83 inches. Real tall, swoops back. That is my very first pronghorn I've ever gotten. I actually shot the wrong buck, but very pretty, and it was a really memorable spot and stalk. We were hunting up in northeast New Mexico for that particular one. If you guys went to the expo, you might have seen this. This guy is from the New Mexico hunt we did with Adam Weatherby. Turned out really cool on this pedestal. And then this crazy looking sucker. Look at how funny that turned out. That's the whitetail from down in Texas when we went out with our dads. And I had Nick recreate this thing's underbite. I've never seen it before, but it's very funny. Speaking of dads, Father's Day is coming up this weekend. I'm going to share a quick little story that I think is one of my favorite ever. I made this for my dad. We got to share an elk hunt together down in New Mexico, 2012. Some really good friends, Cody, Tony, and this one guy you might be able to see right here. Right there, that guy. You recognize that guy? This guy named Casey came out to film this hunt. He was talking to us about this thing where he puts videos about hunting and fishing on YouTube. I thought it was fascinating. I'd never met Casey before, but my dad and I had a great time. We took 2 amazing elk. If you remember back in the magazine era, Corey Jacobson and Dirk, they used to have Extreme Elk magazine. That's our buddy Johnny on the cover there. And I wanted to do a tribute of the hunt and get it in a magazine. I'd never done that before. So I wanted to do a tribute to the hunt and try to get it into a magazine. Back in the day, the magazines were like social media for hunters. Before Instagram ever existed and you could share your photos, you would put them in a magazine and wait till they came out in the newsstand or they showed up in your mailbox. So here's an article I wrote with my dad with his bull elk, talking about the season, life in general, and just overall good experience. But what a crazy time. There's the bull he took. Hey, look at those guys. Born and raised, doing their thing back in 2012. We had an amazing hunt, probably my favorite hunt ever. My dad took that beautiful bull right there. But lo and behold, our friend Cody invites a guy named Casey to come down in New Mexico in the Gila Forest and film our elk hunts. And if you're bored, if you have nothing better to do with your time, you can go check out the videos way back in the day. You're gonna have to scroll through lots of pages of videos, but both of those elk hunts are on the Hush channel back from man, I think it ended up going on in 2013. One of them is like a giant 360 New Mexico bull or something like that, and then the other one is like a bull of a lifetime. Should go check them out. You can see how much has changed since 2013 in the way that we edit the videos. That was the first time I had met Casey. That's the first time I heard about this Hush YouTube channel. We became great friends after that. We stayed in touch. I started helping him out, trying to get some like business stuff situated to make it more of a legitimate hunting business versus just kind of like a hobby where he put videos. And then in 2015, I finally joined on with he and Eric, and here we are today, 6 years after I met Casey on that elk hunt. Happy Father's Day to all of you fathers out there, all you dads that take your kids out hunting and fishing and just outdoors and being good examples and being positive. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. We are so lucky to have the dads that we have. Let them know that you love them. Cherish the time you have with them and get out. Go fish, go hunt, go camp, go spend time together. All right, you've probably heard about it and seen a little sneak peek from Eric earlier, but let me just show you my Hoyt RX1 that just got dipped into the Fusion. These things turned out really sweet. Eric's is a little different, a little bolder with the green. They look so good though. I think Casey's gonna go with the orange accent, and I'm gonna stick true to my yellow accents, which I've had the last couple years here. But they turned out awesome. It's kind of crappy because I had to break down my bow after we got it going a little bit when it was the blackout. But how cool is that? All dipped in Fusion. I'm gonna reassemble everything I took off of it to get dipped, and then we'll be back at Wild Arrow putting these things back together, getting the sight tapes put on, and getting ready to shoot the Total Archery Challenge coming up in July. Snowbird and Big Sky, hopefully make both of those events. And then it's just gonna be a lot of practice on the range, getting ready for our first opening day, which is August 18th. It's gonna be our first opening day, hunting high country mule deer in velvet. I know Eric really wants to get one of those this year, so hopefully this is his year. Cross your fingers. And then the season will be here. We are not far away from our favorite time of year. I'm gonna get this bow put together. Once I get it all done, I'll give you a sneak peek. If you guys have questions about how to get your bow dipped, where to go to get your bow dipped, things like that, we might have some ideas and some answers in the coming weeks of where you might be able to find yourself in a position to put some cool film on it, just like these guys. Just got the bow put back together. Give you guys a look here in a second. All we really have left to do is I'm gonna go back to Wild Arrow, gonna have Jeremiah retune the bow, make sure everything is completely good after it got disassembled and dipped. So I'm staying true to the Oregon duck colors, fluorescent yellow and green. I like those accents I'm gonna have on them. Flip it over here for you. But as you can see, just a couple little highlights, and then really just the Fusion camo pattern with, I think I'm gonna leave the black grip on it, little accents. Just kind of keep it simple and clean, and I like it. Looks great. Hope you guys have enjoyed this week's vlog. We got a lot of content coming to you, doing 5 videos a week. If you didn't notice that or you're busy, we totally get it. But there's 5 videos every week. As we get closer to the season, there's gonna be just more and more content going as we're getting set up with our bow, shooting the rifles, doing some scouting, hanging trail cameras, going to different events, mixing in a little fishing, just getting ready for fall, guys. It's gonna be here before you know it. Hope you all are having a great day. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next week.